Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Back here where we need ya. We got him on the spot. Welcome back. 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 We always could spot a friend. Welcome back. And I smile when I think how it must have been. And I know what a scene you were learning in. Was there something that made you come back again? And what could ever lead you? What could ever lead you? Back here where we need you. Back here where we need you. Yeah, we tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yeah. Some of y'all don't know about that. Yeah, you might as well let it fade on out, you know?
Yeah.
Some of y'all don't know about that. Welcome back, Carter. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back.
Yeah.
For another installment. This is the first installment of 2025, Season 4, Episode 1. Another installment of your hottest internet sensation out there right now. We go by the name of the No Shortcuts Show. No Shortcuts with Midas and Fame.
What's
I
happening?
welcome you guys back. Yeah, man, everything's good. We in this winter vortex, and the internets and everything is trying to fight with us a little bit. You know, we haven't been on with you guys the last couple of weeks, but Happy New Year to you all. Hope everybody had a great holiday season.
See if we remember how to do this. Matt, what we sound like, Matt? We good?
Yeah. We fighting this winter vortex, man, but we're gonna make it do what it do.
Yeah.
And as you're coming in, ladies and gentlemen, feel free to say hi. Let us know who's here. We have a great show and a guest for you guys today. We're so excited to be back. We missed you guys the last couple of weeks, but buddy, I tell you, those 2 weeks went by fast.
Well, speak for yourself.
Oh yeah, yours is dragging.
It was not dragging, but it was a long break with the kids being out of school, man.
Yeah.
And they went back today.
I enjoyed the break too.
Yeah.
Yeah, my son went back today as well. He had an e-learning
today.
day. E-learning day yesterday, and he went back today. And I must say, I enjoyed not having to get up at 6 a.m. Every day.
Yeah,
got to sleep in a little bit.
Yeah.
And now we gotta back to the routine, man, of getting up and knocking out this last final semester, spring semester. And we look forward to the next stop will be summer. So
yeah,
we good.
Absolutely.
That was good. All right. Who else is
it.
here? My mom
Appreciate it.
I appreciate my mom and my brother for being here. Much love to my family. And today is my Aunt Florence. We call her Aunt Flo. Aunt Florence's birthday is today, January 7th. I want to wish her the biggest of happy birthdays. And we always say she's like a second mother to me, my brother and my sister, as far as even when we were kids, man, babysitting and looking out for us while parents had to do other things and all of that. So we want to show her some love on today. So Aunt Flo, if you're watching live or you catch the replay, on behalf of the No Shortcuts community, we want to wish you a happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
Yeah, this code is so disrespectful.
It is, man.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
I just
Shout
went
out
outside.
Smooth,
I went outside just now just to put the dog outside so she won't be bothering me during the broadcast like her tradition.
Oh, okay.
But I went outside just now. I was like, yo, it's freezing out there.
Yeah, it's a little chilly.
She's got a thick coat.
And there you go. Yeah, you got to have a thick coat this time of year. Mr. James F. Masters.
What up, James?
Faithful member of our community, former guest of our platform. Thank you so much, James, for being here. Happy New Year to you. James was on our Christmas episode. Yeah,
that's that one. I'm trying to find my right buttons. There we go.
All right. Yeah.
Get everything back.
Let me see if my face still working this mask,
Yeah, man. So what else you have going on for the break, brother? How'd you spend it?
Man, honestly, bro, I still stayed fairly busy. I mean, I think the last time we aired, I was talking about like the Christmas functions and corporate stuff we had done.
Yeah.
I also had shared that story about the guy at the country club.
Yeah.
Whatever. But even after that, the day after Christmas, I got a call from the Groove Masters. Shout out to Charles Page and the Groove Masters. The day after Christmas is crazy because my son was at his mom's. He went to his mother's that Christmas evening when I got back in town. So I was cleaning the day after and stuff. I was in the shower, my phone ringing twice. Like, okay, let me see who's calling. So then I saw it was Charles Page from the Groove Masters. And I'm like, well, this must be pretty urgent. Let me go ahead and call him back. I called him back at 4:57 p.m. He's like, I need a keyboard player in Charlotte for a gig at 6 o'clock at Sullivan Steakhouse. Yeah, he's like my normal keyboard player. I had to take that to the ER. And so if you can't make it, we'll just have to do drums and guitar. But I would like to have a keyboard player. I didn't really want to go. But I said, you know what? My son's gone. It feels weird. Being at home when my kid ain't here and I should get out. I've been at home all day. Plus, let me recoup a little bit of this Christmas spending. On top of that, these are the moments that we desire for our phone to ring and it's some income. So after sucking it all
you wasn't
up,
expecting at the last minute. That's nice.
Yeah,
and you get to be superhero for the day.
Yeah, all of that. So I went ahead, So it was a good time, and I had some church things going on as well. As far as last weekend, so I'm not on the road a lot right now, but I can, assist in other areas, And speaking of, Brandon and I will be with Chef Shanali this Thursday at CCB Beach. So I've been staying fairly busy. The thing is, I'm just not up and down the road as much. Calendar not as packed, but we staying pretty active. Shout out to Miss Rhonda Badikian for joining us from LA.
From LA, man. We know the weather's nice. Happy New Year. We're out here freezing right now, Rhonda. And I say freezing, but it's like in the 40s probably, but still, it's too cold for me.
I'll tell you what it is.
My dad's birthday
39.
My dad's birthday was yesterday. My dad turned 70 yesterday. Happy birthday, Pops. And he shot me a text after, because I sent him a little happy birthday, and he shot a text back. They were all snowed in yesterday. Schools closed.
In New York?
No, he's in Virginia.
Virginia. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Schools was closed,
Wow.
governments was shut down, everything. They had like 7 feet, seven. I don't know how much it was, but a whole bunch of like 7 inches, I think.
Wow. So
Yeah.
what's coming this way?
I think so, man. I think so. Rhonda
Yeah,
says it's
Rhonda says.
windy here, so we have fire danger. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's
Yeah,
always
yeah,
a
yeah.
always a possibility out there. Man, we
Yeah.
were
So everybody be
keeping it
safe.
relatively light as well. I had a couple gigs at the very end of the year.
Hmm.
I had one wedding, I think that last weekend before Christmas, and then did stuff with the family for the holidays, for New Year's. For
Yeah,
New Year's,
yeah.
we went out for a little bit, man. Me and the wife went outside. We were out
Okay.
with Matt and Amy Stefanik. We went out
I
with
know those
them.
guys.
Yeah, we went out with
Usually
them
in the house,
in
all the
Fort
guests.
Mill. Went up to Fort Mill for New Year's
Yeah.
Eve, but we didn't stay. We ended up leaving like around 10ish. We got back home about 11 something. Ready to bring in the new year at home. But it was
Indeed.
a nice night. Then I had a wedding this
Indeed.
past Saturday in Charleston. And this was
Okay, you've been
officially
staying
my
busy
last
too.
wedding of the season, meaning
Yeah.
the 24 season.
2024. Yeah.
It was just the first weekend of 25, but it was my last wedding. And then we had like a little thank you vendor dinner yesterday in
Ah.
Charleston for all
Okay.
the vendors, all the preferred vendors and stuff like that. And then I'm kind of free from weddings until mid February now, or end of February. So
That's what's
yeah.
up, man.
Yeah. Happy
Yeah, I
New
had the
Year,
opportunity.
Lahoma.
Oh, Lahoma, mobile bartender, if I'm saying that correctly. You can
Yeah.
hire her for any event that, she's licensed and insured. So
Yeah.
yeah. Lahoma, put your information in the chat if you'd like, and
Absolutely.
we had the privilege, New Year's Eve, Mellow Groove Trio was in Greenville at this
Okay.
place called Group Therapy, man. It's pretty cool. It's set up, it's
Hmm.
restaurant bar, but it's like a bunch of games and all that type of stuff. I actually posted a little clip that the establishment did in my Instagram and Facebook
Yeah.
story. So we entertained from 7 until 10, and then there was a 7 till 9:30. Excuse me. Then there was a transition for DJ and karaoke from 10 until.
Okay.
But I got out of there. I got out of there a little after 11.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
finished early. I'm getting out the way, man, getting on back home. And I
Yeah,
was back home a
man.
little after 1.
We at
So,
we at that age now.
making
We
that
just
money.
gonna come on home. We gonna
Yeah,
come
yeah,
on
yeah.
home.
You ain't none of them streets, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You're not outside.
Nah. Just outside to do what I gotta do and
Yeah.
make my ducats. And
Yeah.
I'm right back to the crib.
Happy.
Right
Oh,
back to
thank
the
you, Rhonda.
crib.
Thank you, Rhonda. Yeah, he hit the big 7-0. Hit the big 7-0 yesterday.
Yeah.
And
What a
he was
milestone.
actually planning a big event for his 70th birthday party. It was going to be an engagement this past weekend. We wasn't going to be able to make it anyway because I had the wedding and my daughter had the cheer competition, so we weren't going to be able to make it. But he ended up canceling it
Oh
shortly
wow.
right after the election results. He's like,
Did that impact?
It
Does
did.
that
It
kind
did.
of put a
That
damper on things?
yeah, because he was just kind of like he's not really sure what things are gonna be like,
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
his wife works for the FBI, and it was everything's kind
Oh
of up in
man.
the air, and they have a lot of friends
Hmm.
from both sides of the fence, you know what I'm saying? So they were just like, we're not even
Ah,
gonna roll, we're gonna
let it
just
just
chill,
settle.
at the
Yeah.
crib.
Let it
So,
settle, man. There's nothing wrong. Hey, never
yeah,
nothing wrong with chilling at the crib.
ain't nothing wrong with it.
Never. Don't you let nobody tell you different, ladies and gentlemen at home.
Yes, the crib is
Nothing
nice.
wrong with being at home. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
the
say
crib is
no
nice.
place like home, and home is where the heart is.
I
So
like it here.
don't let nobody. Yeah, yeah. I
It's
love
nice here.
that for you.
I got we got heat and everything. we got
Especially
Pepsis. We got Pepsis
food.
here.
Yeah, Netflix.
Yeah.
We can be
Podcasts.
creative if we like. Everything. Why you need to leave?
Hey man, we
Yeah,
have a guest today. You want to talk about our guest?
I can. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, our guest for today. I actually met this gentleman, if I'm not mistaken, like a year ago. Met him in person. Mellow Groove was doing we were accompanying an artist. Shout out to Mr. Cedric. I forget his last name right off the top. Maybe it'll come to me a little later. But I remember Cedric. We were accompanying him. He was doing a tribute to Luther Vandross
Mm.
up in Charlotte. at a theater up there beyond downtown. But met this gentleman afterwards. He already knew Brandon and a couple of the guys, and found out like he's into empowering individuals, empowering community. I've actually shared some of his morning inspirational, motivational talks in our No Shortcuts community, and he's involved in many groups. I think you and the two of you have been chatting about some things as well.
Yes.
He podcasts as well. He actually had an event that I couldn't make it to, which was for gathering podcast members together, like a podcast convention.
Okay.
And through looking at the bullet points and all the other information, he coaches football. He's a part of many different organizations, all advocating for empowering individuals, communities, groups, etc., and whatnot. So we're going to find out all about that and more today, ladies and gentlemen. But without any further ado, please help us welcome Mr. Stephen Loney to the screen.
Glad to be here, fellas. Glad to be here.
What's happening?
All right.
Thank you for joining us, man. Thank you for joining us today. How you feeling?
I'm great,
doing
man.
excellent.
Good to see y'all, fellas, man.
Yeah. Glad to be alive in 2025. Yeah, we're glad to be here, man. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us today. We got a exciting show, of course. Members here in the chat, and everybody's looking forward to hearing about your story, man, and about your journey and all the things that you are currently involved in and things that you're looking to be involved in. So we appreciate you.
Hey, before we get
started,
Stephen, let me ask you to just disconnect and come right back one more time because you're a little blurry and I want to make sure our people can see you.
Yeah, the winter vortex. Want to make sure the ladies can see you out there, Stephen.
Perfect. So much better. So much better.
All right. You're in there like swimwear now.
All right, so we good. Man. We good now. So Stephen, tell us first off, where you're from and where you're born and raised.
All right. Well, I'm here in Rock Hill, South Carolina, but I was born and raised in the NY, New York.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay.
New York.
Yeah, I saw your profile said Queens, New York. I didn't know where it's from, but I grew up in Queens too. I grew up in Left Rack City. Okay. And you from Jamaica, Queens. What's up?
Hey.
Yeah. Man, but actually, my mother's from here, so when I was very young, about 1 year old, she moved back to Rock Hill. Then we grew up in the Charlotte area. And we used to go spend summers in New York. And then as I got older, I used to go up there quite often. But, how you get downtown and get the clothes and all that. But, a lot of that back in the day, that was my hustle. But definitely here in Rock Hill now, been here since 96. And, man, I tell you, it's been a great journey, great community because Rock Hill is one of those jewels that everybody still speak to everybody. It's one of the rare spaces, man. So I really love the community. I've been very active while I've been here. So this enjoying the journey, man. And I appreciate you fellas having me on the platform.
Oh yeah.
It's our pleasure. Now, what were some of your interests and hobbies growing up? Or first off, do you have any siblings, any brothers, any sisters, or?
Yeah, I have one sister. She always thought she was my mom, so we kind of knock heads growing up. But yeah, she's very protective. She'll make sure nobody mess with her brother. But yeah, she'll have me and my sister. That's who.
Okay, and what were some things you were interested in as a youth? Some of your hobbies and interests.
Well, I was very much in football. Of course, football was my sport. I thought I was going to go to pros, and that was my mindset.
Oh,
yeah. But I ain't like school, but I like to play football. So that was the problem.
Hey, we listen and we don't judge.
But anyway, I think I was a pretty good athlete. But also, early on, I did not realize I had leadership until some people started exposing me. And kind of back it up, around about the 15-year-old, I was in office every day, 2 or 3 times a day. I was just around cats who we just like to have a good time. And I ended up getting a girl pregnant at 15. And that year for me was like I was going down the wrong path. But that next year, I turned it all around. I actually went from being in the office and getting in trouble to being on the honor roll throughout the year, being the president on certain organizations, and this kind of redivided myself. And but that was a turnaround. And so from then, I started realizing I do have a voice. I do have a place. Even at a very young age, I started stepping up and being a father. And so it didn't happen all overnight. So I still was still young. making some
yeah,
choices.
oh yeah.
But that really was the turning point for me to start seeing I have something to say. I have value, and so that was a turning point, even at a young age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure that wasn't easy. I mean, even me being of age, trying to parent, there's challenges and things sometimes. So I could only imagine at 15, being a father, and but you did the right thing, like you said. I guess that was your wake up call, so to speak, and something light bulb probably went off. It's like, you know what, I got to make better decisions, and now I'm responsible for another life. So that so it's probably was a good thing in your case. Not always even though it could be an inconvenience, but it's not always a bad thing. I look at it in your case, it was a good thing. Kind of set you
Yeah.
straight a little bit.
Yeah, exactly, man. That was a scary time. I thought I was a man until that happened. And I was like, "Mommy," I want my mama now.
Yeah.
Like, Lord, I ain't as broke as I thought it was. But from there, it actually matured me. It actually helped me to realize, man, I got to take my days and my life serious. I got to start doing what's right. I got to man up. I got a job at 15 working at Valos, and from there, I had a parent's assistance, but it really made me step up and realize I have responsibilities.
And that's good. You had the support of your family and things like that, because they say it, and it's very true. It takes a village to raise a child, even not just family, but certain friends who are like family, church family. All of that works together when raising a child. And even in my case, I'm so thankful, even for my family that's on here, church family, everybody who had a hand in helping me raise my son. So it definitely takes a village. And my first job was at the grocery store back in the day, in high school years, at the good old Winn-Dixie.
Oh,
bagging the groceries, going out to the parking lot, rounding up the buggies, helping the folks take their groceries out to the car. And then I started being a cashier and all of that type of stuff too. But grocery stores were great for giving a young person an opportunity back in the day. And they would work with your schedule, if bar being in school and things like that. He'll be right back, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's having a connection, probably right back. So Stephen, I know you're heavily into mentorship and empowering, young people as well. Did you have someone doing, mentoring you during that time at 15, 16 when you were making your turnaround? Is that what really sparked it in you?
Very much so. But I grew up in a household where serving was a part of my household. So I had a mom's that we were the house, even though I grew up in the projects in Charlotte off of Bedford Road, Village Town houses. And my house was the house where my mother would have kids all in the house all the time watching movies and this. I grew up in that atmosphere. And as I got older, my father started stepping up and he became the president of the neighborhood. So social service and things like that was part of my DNA, which I didn't have a choice but to be a part of certain things. So that was instilled in me very young, even though I was kicking and screaming. But
it's part of the process.
I had to usher. I had to be on the choir.
I was about to ask you about church stuff. Yeah,
I had to do that. So it wasn't no option in the house. Mom made me do it. So, but it played off later on, even though I didn't understand it then. It was a part of who I became, and I developed more into those things now. And so as I got older, I have had several people who made a major piece of my life. I remember one guy, I don't know if y'all know him, he was in Rock Hill, named Bernard McCullough. He played some pro football, but he was one of the young mentors when I was
familiar.
Yeah, he played.
I know a bunch of McCullers in Rock Hill. He might be a little bit older.
Yeah, he probably in his 50s or whatever. He stayed with my aunt years ago, but he stayed in touch when he played pro football. He used to reach out to me. He was one of the cats who I would listen to. You know what I'm saying? Some people you think was cool. He was one of the cats who can get my ear and kind of say some positive things that made me, I listen to. And so he was one of those guys who I give a lot of credit towards. And then as I got older, I started getting in certain circles. I say one of my turnarounds when I got in my 20s and I got into network marketing. And once I got into that arena, I got a mentor. It actually was my guy who brought me in, Corey Muhammad, and that was a turning point for me majorly because I was at that point thought I was gonna be a rapper, singer. I just love the streets, love the women, and that's where I thought I was going. Yeah. But at that point, it was like the red pill, green, the blue pill, red pill. And from there, it really helped me start working on personal development. And during that time, 99, around that time, I started reading books like Think and Go Rich, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and those things like that. And then also I got connected at a ministry here in Rock Hill, which was Freedom Temple Ministry. And so,
Okay.
so I was at Freedom for quite some time, and that was a turning point because then I started growing spiritually. Even though I was in church throughout my life, but you just go to church and check in, but really wasn't taking it serious until I had that encounter. It really started waking me up to realize I want to really move forward and not just do it to say I've done something, but really take an active part. And so that was a turning point for me around 99, 2000, where I started getting more involved into the church and working on me, personal development. And then from there, it opened up other opportunities for me to start serving others.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Am I lagging, guys?
You back?
It's going in.
You back? Go ahead.
Okay, it's going in and out on me a little bit. All right, cool. I remember Reverend Pastor Crump, I believe, used to be at Freedom Temple. I'm not sure if he's still there currently or not, but I remember him, and I used to be there. I played a wedding over at that church. Wonderful, nice establishment over there, man. Over there at Freedom Temple. So you said you got involved in network marketing. Was this through college, or this was like a program, or that you? Because I know having a child at 15 might have made it difficult to further the education. Or was this through college or a different means?
Actually, I tried my hand at college, tried to CPCC at one time, but I realized then that wasn't for me.
Yeah.
So I had
well, you already did light school.
It wasn't for me, I'm telling you. But anyway, I always had a job. So I worked at the time, I was working at General Tire, and and I got involved with a company called Prepaid Legal Services. I don't know if y'all familiar with that one.
I'm familiar. I actually have the service.
Okay. So that's the company I got involved with. And I can truly say that company worked on personal development. Like, I mean, I've been a part of other groups, but this particular company was really big on personal development. And so I'm thankful that I had the leadership and the guidance that I did, because it actually helped me even to now. I'm reading and listening to books, and some of those things I learned there, I still carry on in other things I do even now. And so that was a great turning point for me to have the connections that I had with those individuals. And we still can stay connected even to now.
Oh, that's great.
That's awesome. And I will say I have the service. I did that. I did the selling of the service for a few years myself once upon a time.
Here you go.
I have that service,
right back.
man.
I remember that. I remember when you were doing that too.
Yeah. We used to have our business lunches and all that. Always been hustling with something, but I still have the service, man. And it's come in handy over the years. I will say, even if I just need a letter written on my behalf, or somebody that, like, say, there's one time we were on the road, I was driving the van, we were running behind, and I got a ticket. I was driving at the time, but the attorney went and represented me at court in like Concord. Me being Concord, North Carolina, and I live in Rock Hill, South Carolina, so it's convenient, whenever you need to do it. So I'm just co-signing that real quick. I had my little experience with that as well, man.
It's not an ad, but we are looking for sponsors.
Yeah. Hit us up. Make the hotline bling.
Hit us up. I'm still waiting on Pepsi to get back to me. They didn't return my calls yet.
Cherry Pepsi, man. Yeah, get those ad dollars out, man. That's awesome. So what other things along your way, Stephen, like led you into, I guess, the role of wanting to impact others, or be advocates to help empower others? What other things that you come across besides your network marketing that kind of, I guess, help you build that passion for what you do now?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, because the road for me, I didn't see it when it came to me, because I felt like I was a Moses. When Pastor Crump came to me at one time, I served as a deacon. I served on a lot of different areas in ministry at Freedom while I was there. So I was thankful that I was given the opportunities to serve in-house. And when he came to me, he said, I would like for you to step in the role of the leader of the men's ministry. And I'm like 26, 27. I'm like, wow. You got men twice, almost my father's age. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I accepted that task because he saw one thing in me that once I took it serious. I took my serving serious. And so he saw something in me and gave me the opportunity to serve as the leader of the men's ministry. So that was a door opening from there. And so I once I stepped into that, didn't walk into that blind, made a lot of mistakes, but I stayed consistent. and we got a lot of great things going in-house. And so as time went on, around about 2008, 2009, I started connecting with those in the community from Latoya Mays and Bishop Crosby and those who had other organizations that were serving the youth. I just supported those who were doing great things in the community. And so during that time, I started seeing a lot of kids get involved in the gang activity and things like that. I'm like, they from middle class houses. Why they even trying to get to the streets? And that really bothered me. And so, I came from the struggle, and I didn't want that, but that's what the hand I was dealt. And so I really wanted to get involved in changing that what I was seeing that would bother me. I wanted to be an answer towards. And so from there, Latoya, when she got the position at Emmett Scott, she came to me and said, what can we do to start a mentoring program here at Emmett Scott? And I said, before we can get to the young men, we need to start with the men. So I started an organization around about 2008, 2009 called Brothers. And Brothers stands for Brothers Reaching to Help Every Race and Sex. And so we did that for about 12 years up to COVID. And what we did was we met on Mondays consistently, and we had like a men's rap session, Bible study type setting. And we also started doing other things that really address the needs of men. And from there, we had workshops, conferences. And then after a while, about a year in, we then started a mentoring program called Brothers with Purpose. And so we did that for middle school and high school ages. And we did that for quite some time. We started doing outreach, like service projects. We did soup kitchens every other Saturday for many years. And we did a lot of activities like that for young men. And I got involved with other people with doing things. And one thing that when people came to me and say, we need to go get the 501(c)(3) and all that, I said, that's great to do, but I'm going to put my hand to the plow. And guess what happened? The resources found us. The money found us. The city came to us, was giving us grants. The police department, other people were pouring into us because guess what? A lot of people want to help and support great things, but they need people who are already doing those things. And that's what we did. We started getting involved and started just pouring into those areas that we so needed to happen. We needed to make a difference in. And so I'll be the first one to tell you, I didn't know it all. Made many mistakes, but I made a commitment to do something. And guess what happened? Other people, other things are coming in. Great men. And I tell you, the support that came wasn't from the people who I knew. It wasn't the guys who was at Freedom. I met people out in the community.
Outside people.
Yeah. So I connected with people like Pastor Lim Anderson, C.T. Kirk, so many great people who just started, saw what we were doing and wanted to help. And then from there, it opened up other doors. And so now we're in a position where we're no longer doing
He'll be right back.
He'll be right back.
But he says something important, like something that we say oftentimes. You got to just
no longer doing brothers. Men on the rise. That's what we at now. And so what we're doing now in this season is we have a piece every Monday at 8 p.m. And last night we had a phenomenal rap session. We had men from Atlanta, guys from Detroit, all over coming on a Zoom call with us. And we just have a rap session, and it's been very impactful. And so this is called Men on the Rise, but what we're doing is empowering and inspiring men to be a positive impact on their communities. And so we also had a event this past Saturday at the Well. So I've been at the Well for about 12 years now.
Oh, yeah. I know Alice over there.
Shout out to Alice. Oh, yeah, you know Alice over there. Yeah.
Roscoe Meeks.
Actually, Roscoe was one of our speakers this past Saturday. We had an event. We had Coach Perry. Well, I call him Coach Perry, but y'all call him Councilman Perry. That's my guy. So we coached together with the Demons. And Derek Lindsay, that's Big D, my guy, Councilman. I told him he's a future mayor in Rock Hill, of course, you know it. But Derek Lindsay, they were some speakers, and we've had great interacting of men from all over just coming in and having a great fellowship. And we're going to be doing more of that, but also going to be challenging us as men to be more active in our community, such as next Sunday, we have a grill and chill at the Men's Haven. We're going to take the grill out and go hang out with the guys, love on them, just show some love, play some spades, and just get to know our guys. And so those are some of the things we're going to be doing more of going into this year. We're challenging ourselves to take action, not to think about it, but to be about it. And that's what we are.
Yeah, speaking of the Haven Men's Shelter, I hate that Juan isn't on here right now.
Yeah,
Juan Velasquez, and I'm famous. I don't know if you guys had a chance to talk off mic about the Juan. He's a faithful member of our community. He's been a guest on our platform as well. He does a lot over at the the Havens Men's Shelter, and we had Miss Nancy. I guess she's the director.
She's the
of
director.
the Haven. Yeah, so she's been on our platform as well. So yeah, it's a small world. It's crazy.
Small world. Yeah. Juan is on the board. Juan is on the board.
Yeah, Juan is on the board. Okay.
We're supposed to be doing something there for the Super Bowl. So we'll see.
Yeah. I'm still open to
at the Super Bowl for sure.
Let me know. I love it.
That'll be great.
Yeah, love to.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm still keeping an eye on that date, Famous.
Yeah. So Stephen, it's every Monday at what time?
8
Men
p.m.
on the Rise?
Yeah, Men on the Rise. We do 8 p.m. on Google Meet, and I'm gonna drop the information in the chat.
I got it right there. I got it.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I just put the link.
Okay.
I put the link in there, and it's in the comments. Link to the Google, to the calendar for the Google for the Google Meet, and that's every Monday. Men on the Rise. I love it, man. Love it.
Yeah, I mean, have you?
Mm-hmm. I want to share a little about what the guys are coming to, because a lot of them ask me, what is this about, man? You're going to come in a room with like-minded men who all striving to get there. We have guys from different backgrounds. Like my father, he's a doctor in clinical therapy. You got guys who have some stats, but others guys who just trying to figure it out. But we all trying to pursue greatness, and we all try to become better. And so, like, we have a book club right now. We're going through a book by Napoleon Hill called The Law of Success. We're breaking down those characteristic components, because skills are one thing. We can have as many skills we would like, but your skills can get you in the rooms, but your character is what's going to keep you there. And that's what we're talking about, the foundational stuff that's going to keep us growing and catapulting to that next place. So we talk about character building. We also have guest speakers, different individuals who can then share some great value to us. So come on this call. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. I was gonna say, I may have you send me that link directly after we get off of here. I'm gonna try to join. Yeah, try to join the next one. Yeah, and so it's just open to whoever wants to participate.
If you're a male, you can come on now. And I'll tell
okay. No ladies night this time, ladies.
Yeah. Ladies got a lot of stuff going on, but we want to make sure we work on us as men.
Yeah. And you need that sometimes.
Yes. And so we welcome all men to jump in with us.
Yeah, that'll be great, man. I'm gonna share it with a bunch of guys that I know that'll be interested as well. One of them for sure, my guy Robert Moore. And I wanted to mention this today anyway. Robert's podcast is also starting back up today. His new episodes start dropping today of God's Glory in Men's Real Stories. So y'all check out for that on YouTube as well with Robert Moore, a friend of the show. And I'm definitely going to link you, because he also works with us at the prison too, Stephen. So I'm definitely going to link you all together as well. It's a good guy.
That's what we do here at No Shortcuts.
We just link.
We do.
We link
things.
We link.
Yeah, Cuban links.
Yeah, we link up. We link up.
Yeah. And speaking of podcasts, tell us a little bit about your podcast, Stephen. He gonna tell us,
He gonna tell us about it.
He gonna tell us about it.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back.
Yeah, no doubt. But my podcast, I've gone through different transitions of it. Right now, started this year. It's called Men on the Rise. So everything is Men on the Rise, and went from being future Be Great podcast. And so what Be Great, that's my signature. And if anybody know me, that's how I end off. My words is Be Great. I always encourage that word. So that was the name of the podcast, but now we transitioned over to Men on the Rise. Men on the Rise. And so we're talking to different men about men talk. So we're discussing different topics. So this month we're going to be talking to a few individuals who have some experiences dealing and working with men, and we're going to be just having a real conversation, digging deep to kind of find out some ways that we can inspire us to become greater.
And that sounds good for like mental health also. Mental health check-ins, which is so important, especially as men, because sometimes we don't know how to cope or deal with certain things that we may be going through. So it's always great to have a check-in with some other men and just have some real conversations sometimes. So I dig it, man.
That's spot on, man. I wanted to for a quick plug, since you said mental health. My father, like I said, he's a doctor and a clinical therapist. So he's going to be our special speaker next Monday. And he's going to be doing a segment around that component, around the mental health, substance abuse, and different things like that. So we're gonna be chopping up around that talk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
So
great,
important.
man. That's good work, and that's what we're really passionate about here as well. My wife is currently back in school to get her nurse practitioner's license, and her focus is mental health, substance abuse, and how all these things are interconnected, because she also works in the prison system, so she's seen it a lot, so that's really a focus with with the guys that she works with, and trying to figure these things out, man. There's a different way to do it other than to medicate.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You about to make a song?
medicate.
Oh my gosh.
I leave the rapping
You know what I mean?
you. I leave the rapping
All
you. So
right.
where can we find the podcast, Stephen?
Actually, I'm glad you asked. It's Men on the Rise, and like I said, we transitioned over. But if you still go to the link that has Be Great Podcast, I was gonna try to see if I can find it here. But and if you have my card there, it should be a part of that. Okay, go to the podcast, Be Great, or either they have Men on the Rise on it. Go to that link right there. That the chat that can take them right there. And then we also have a YouTube channel where we're doing different speeches and things like that. We're speaking. So we got all those good opportunities where we're just giving you nuggets of truth to be able to help inspire your day. So we have those two platforms.
Yeah, all right. I just put the link in the chat just now in the comments, so y'all can just click right on that YouTube link, and it'll take you right. While you're here on YouTube anyway, just head on over there, hit that like, and subscribe, and then come on back. We'll be here.
Yeah, because we totally believe in supporting other podcasters, even on our platform. It's community, not competition. So because different angles, different. There's so many angles of conversation that can be had. So we always believe in sharing our platform with others who are in the podcasting field as well. Yeah. We do our best to support them all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Someone's at my doorbell, guys. Hang on a second.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah. Y'all go ahead and talk amongst yourselves real quick.
So, Stephen, tell us about what's next, like some of the goals that you want. We're right at the top of the year now, so we don't do resolutions, of course, but tell me about, some of your goals that you're trying to achieve for this year.
Wow, I'm glad you asked, man, because that's exactly where I'm at, man. It's a lifestyle change. It's not so much that you're going to do something and not swinging for the fence all the time. For me, it's like making every day count. What am I doing today that's going to help build towards where I'm trying to head to? And so that's really been my conversation. So that's even what we talked about Saturday, win today. That was my thing, win today. And that's really what I'm at right now. Everything I'm thinking and focusing on is really to get us in a position to do more for the men this year. And so that is something like quarterly, we're going to have our in-person rap session. So we may have guys traveling in from all over the country who are going to come here locally and us have some conversations and then do some activities within our community while they're here. Nice. So we're not just going to meet, but we also going to serve. So that's one of my biggest things. For me, as a Christian, I've always heard good word, heard good stuff, but let's put our hand to the plow. Yeah. Like I said, even outside of being...
He coming right back.
That was UPS, by the way. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it till Friday, but they caught me today. Yeah, man, you good. Keeps it interesting.
Me, I've always had a deacon spirit, meaning I've always had a servant leadership's heart, meaning that I don't want to just dictate, but I want to be involved. What's going to help what we're saying to become reality. And so that's really been my heart is get with guys and let's not start doing major projects. We're not here to go change nobody, but we're going to here to love somebody. And we can do those small things and show love and compassion to others. Guess what? You'll be surprised how far it goes over time. And so that's going to be some of the things we're doing. Like we're partnering together with how we met Bizzle. We're going to be getting over here in the prisons this year. So we're going to be setting up several different opportunities. Now, for me, I am stepping more and more into the area of speaking. So I've been over the past year, I'm connected with several different groups like Next Level, which is Jeremy Anderson, Eric Thomas, their group, and getting leadership for them. And it's becoming more of a speaker. So we're going to be doing more speaking opportunities, but not just for me, but I'm going to be bringing, like what we've been doing over the last years, going to the schools and I come in, we do a thing called Speak Life. And what this is, where I would come in with the inspiration, motivational types of talk, but then I have individuals like you guys who have a skill set, who have certain things to be able to show them the opportunities. And that's what we're going to do, taking these opportunities to the community. So rather, my lane now is moving towards men. So we're going to be getting into the prisons, getting into the community in different facets and show them opportunities being exposed to these opportunities that they can actually partake in also.
Yeah, man, that's a great plan. That's a great plan for the year, brother.
Good to me.
I also want to excuse me, I want to link you up with our guy Thomas Neal too. I'm just getting all these things are coming while we're talking, right? And Thomas Neal is also out of Rock Hill, and he started a program called Meet Me at the Shop. You know, very similar, getting guys together. He does it in person. It's a location in Charlotte that he does it at. I think they do it monthly right now, but I want to link you with him too, because I think y'all have some interesting ideas that can come together, and great minds, great minds. I think that would be great.
Absolutely, man.
So you mentioned a little bit how we first came connected was because the prison ministry, and you're going to come on and be involved with us here at the Kershaw Correctional. And what's your experience in prison ministry? What sparked that passion in you?
I just want to say I only did actually 2 times I've been to jail for a night, and I was like, "Whoa, that's a whew."
Yeah. Please don't go back.
Love, but my heart is really for men, because it only by the grace of God am I not there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't ever. You'll never hear me pointing the finger at somebody because of mistakes they made. But at the same time, how can we be an arm to extend someone to rise? And that's really been my heart. So it's times before. So we're not only going to be at Kershaw. I'm connecting with those at Most Justice as well. And so my thing is, and I've seen this time before, when I was over the men's ministry at Freedom, my thing was I wanted to go into the prisons to find out more how it all works, and now let me to share with other men how they can get involved. And while I was at over the men's ministry at Freedom, I had a guy, Gussie Akins, my guy. He connected with the Most Justice, and for up until COVID, he was still going on Thursday nights consistent. He was there like boom, clockwork on every Thursday for that many years, over 13 years. And so that's one of my main things now. Of course, I want to set up where over time it may be where we can come in and set up a team, and we really get in there and love on those guys and build something. Like I said, I'm open. I'm not saying I'm coming in with any agenda off top, but I want to see how you guys operate and find out how can we serve with you. Yeah. So that's one of my great things I learned to do, because during my 30s, I want to say I try to do a little bit of everything, but I learned, slow down, partner with others, and we get a lot more done. You want to be as stressed, and you still have some energy at the end of the day. So I learned to say no to certain things and to try to build team and collaborate with other people who are doing amazing things.
Yeah.
Working smarter, not harder.
Yeah. I could tell you that's a great way to do it, man. And that's always been our church's philosophy from the beginning, almost 20 years ago. It's always been, let's find out who is already out there doing these things, and then let's partner with them and let's help support them, because there's somebody, as far as outreach is concerned, there's other organizations that's already doing something, so we don't need to start something brand new. Let's find out who they are, and then find out how we can support them, how we can help them, and we can work with them, instead of being a whole new thing to do the same. We can all do it together. So I love that. I love that philosophy for sure.
Yeah.
And he'll be right back after this message.
Yeah, this is like the new theme, like on Home Improvement, where the neighbor had the fence you could never see.
Yeah.
This is our thing for that episode. We got a little theme going on. And you coach too, Stephen. So how do you find time to, like, I know you spoke about collaborating and everything, but being involved in so many different things, how do you find time to balance it all?
Now, I do want to say I'm not coaching now. That was back in the day. Now,
okay.
Now, back in my 30s, that's why I said I thought I was Superman back in the days, man. I was on everything, man. I was coaching. I was in the school. I mean, I'd done so many things. I was serving, and so I don't know how I did it, but by the grace of God, it got done. But during that time, I was serving with the Demons program with Coach Perry and Coach Pat and the other guys over there, Squeaky and all the guys. So I was a part of that. parent coach during that time while my son was playing football. And that's been he's now getting his master's, so that's been a minute ago.
A little while ago. Okay. That's all of the
but
things
I am
that you
still plugged in. I'm still connected with the program, meaning that we do the Hitman Camp with Clowney. And anytime, ever since it started, I've always been a part of that. So that's a great camp they have every year. It was a free camp to the kids in the community. And so from the inception, I've always been a part of helping, making sure that they, whatever they need, I'm there to be a part and supportive of that. So even to this day, I'm part of that still.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
So
definitely have a passion, obviously for, like we said initially, for empowering others, not just individuals, but groups and everything like that. And I think you're doing a wonderful job. And it seems like you're continuing to build on to what it is that you're already doing. Yeah. So, obviously living in your purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I learned something from Bishop Jakes. He said like this. He said, what bothers you is what you have been called to help fix. So that for me has been a trigger that I know I cannot just sit on the sideline and point and say, what can we do? Somebody need to do this. I need to find out what can I do to help along the journey to make something positive happen in this space that bothers me. And so that's been my calling card. That's been something that resonates with me to why I do what I do.
I love that.
Awesome.
I'm putting that quote in the chat right now so we can save it. I love that, man. What bothers you is what you've been called to come help fix. I love that. Yeah. So, Stephen, you do a lot for others, and we really want to promote doing things for yourself as well, for your own mental health, right? So what do you do for you? What's some of your hobbies? What do you like to do just for your own sake and your own sanity? And then how do you find time for yourself?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I just turned 50. I just turned 50, fellas. Wow. And so I've been in this season. And so I've been in this season right here where and it's hard for me, to be honest, to be still, because I do my bread and butter is my lawn and landscaping. And so right now, of course, it's slower. And it's been tough for me to just kind of relax and just get my space and just kind of think. And so now I'm in a season where I can slow down and just think a little bit. I can go out and watch a show. I can come see you guys when y'all perform. So I love to come see my guys, man. I like to pull up on you, Tim, and all the guys, man. Brandon, love you guys, man. And so when find out when y'all do your next show, man, I definitely want to slide through, check you guys out.
We're gonna be at CCB on Thursday. We're gonna be at Courts, Cooks, and Books, CCB Bistro and Vine on Thursday here in Rock Hill. Brandon and I.
Is that the one that's on Herlong?
Yep.
Okay, that's where I've seen y'all before. So yeah, we definitely gonna pull up on that, man. We're gonna definitely pull up.
5:30 to 8:30. All right.
Okay, so that's stuff I like to do, man. I like to come out, have a grown, and just relax a little bit. Yeah. So I can flat out see a show or something like that. And I got my grandbabies. I got 2 grandbabies, I got more, but 2 granddaughters that I just been trying to spend time with sometime. And even with the wife, so we can get out because we got an empty nest.
Yeah,
okay. We get a chance to slide
That's how you have all that time.
You know what I'm saying? We get to slide out as we please.
Yeah, that's
so
good,
it's
man.
not. And I've learned to say no. Now this is right here is good. In my 40s, I learned that word no is a whole complete sentence.
Mm-hmm.
In order to say yes to the things that need to be said to, you have to say no to the things that just not moving the needle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So every good thing is not a God thing. So you have to make sure you can still help somebody, but not give yourself and give your time, because your time is a number one resource that you have, and you can always
weigh it out. Yeah, I have to weigh it out.
Yeah.
And sometimes you got to say no.
Absolutely.
I'm tied up. I'm already booked. All of those. Y'all can have that,
This one's just not for me, and it's all right. That's gonna be okay.
Yeah, it's okay. You can't be everywhere all the time, and it's great that people invite you to do things or want to book you for some things, but you can't. Sometimes you just got to say no.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Rhonda. Yeah.
Rhonda says, "Yep, no is very important. Very important.
Very important.
I'm learning that. I'm learning that one too.
It's healthy. You got to have balance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You try to try to have a significant amount of no's as yeses.
You gotta
I'm gonna
equally
give y'all something else on
distributed.
that too, though. I heard from
Yeah.
a guy, Brian Tracy, and this may be a nugget for us as parents.
Yeah.
Brian Tracy said, before your child becomes 5, you got to tell them over 20,000 no's, but what you also got to find out is how to say 80,000 yeses.
Nice. I like it.
So
Yeah.
that
That's
might
a
be
good
resonating.
ratio.
Mm-hmm. And you,
That's a good
because you
ratio.
don't have to tell some people no, but also how can you find a way to tell them a yes also? In spite of the no, because it may not be for you to solve it, but you may can help lead them to that water that they can help solve it for themselves.
That's something I was dealing with today. I'm already booked for something in July, and a person whose wedding I played. It's a family member who's getting married. So I'm like, you know what? Let me see. Let me check with the rest of my Mellow Groove guys because I'm also perform with the chairman of the board also. But I said I can't do it, but let me check with the rest of my guys and see if they can do it, and then I'll just pass it along to them, and do it like that. So still, that's like a yes and a no, right?
You know what we call that? That's a no, comma.
yeah. But at least I'm willing. At least I'm willing to still try to point you, somewhere who get, But after it leaves my hands, that's it. Can't double back. And try to get for the solution. I'll try to offer something though. For sure.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. I like that. You're still gonna be a bridge to whatever their thing was, even though you're not, like Stephen said, you're not the solution, but you could be a bridge to it. Yeah.
To Terabithia. Y'all read that in school?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Bridge to Terabithia. Yeah, I'm not sure what Terabithia is, but it's a nice place.
Yeah, man. So Stephen, as we close this episode out, man, so most of our community is going to be, business owners like yourself, entrepreneurs, mental health advocates like you as well. And what type of advice would you give someone that's thinking of doing something, following a similar path, or just, starting their own business or whatever it is?
Glad you asked that, because one thing is for me, and I found who I am within my business. And so even right now, what I do, I'm actually just hired a coach to help me set this up, what I'm doing as a business. So that is so important that I'm getting coaching. I've got the right team around me. And that's always important. Who do you have in your ear who's leading you to where you're trying to go? That's important. And what I've learned is who I am within my business. I am the connector. I'm not always the hands. I'm not always the person who always got to be in front, but I know I am called to connect the dots. And in my business, I got to make sure I'm putting the right people in the right seats to get the right work done. And so as long as I understand who I am and what I best fit within my business, then we can go out there as a team and really make a difference in what we're trying to accomplish. And so that's something I've been working on, because I don't always have to be the quick one to go fix everything. I had to call my assistant and allow them to work on it, and not always make that call. I get it done. No, sit back, make sure I communicate right. I give them the correct information, and then inspect what you expect.
Yeah.
And so allow someone to grow into that space versus me trying to fix it all. And that's been a challenge for me. But at the same time, I know in order for us to move forward, it takes me to play my position, not try to play everybody's position.
That's amazing, man.
Well said. And I just want to revisit one thing you said earlier, one of the times you had to leave and come back, but you said you didn't know what you were doing at first. But what I took from that, you said you made a lot of mistakes here and there, but I took from that just get started, just do something that's leading you down the path of where you want to go. And like you said, and then in due time, the resources found you. So I took that. I took that from that part. I like that. So all of that together, man, that's been definitely a word of inspiration. And they can follow you on social media too. Your name can be found just as it is on the screen on Facebook. And I'm not sure about your Instagram and things of that nature, but
Instagram,
I follow you
100
on Facebook.
Yeah, all that's on my card. So you got that on my card too.
Okay.
Yeah,
man.
I'm gonna post the Instagram link here just now, and y'all make sure y'all follow Stephen on Facebook, on Instagram, and check out the podcast, Men on the Rise podcast as well. and get connected. Let's get connected with this man. He's doing some important stuff.
Yeah, and when you're ready for us to come over, we have to come to your studio to do your show, right?
Well, actually, now I got it where I brought in a guy who's doing my stuff, and we do it similar like you do. And I just started that.
Okay, well, let us know when you're ready.
Yeah, so now we're doing it like that. So we sit here and we chop it up. Actually, I got Caporium coming right after we call.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hey, tell them. Hey, listen. Tell them you thinking about canceling. They'll knock some money off of it. I didn't learn that until I actually canceled it. But just tell them, say, hey, I've been thinking about I'm gonna cancel my service. They'll knock about 20 off a year.
Yeah, they give
That's free game to everybody out there.
Okay. Well, I appreciate
just tell them. Yeah, just say, hey, my internet. I'm thinking about switching up my provider. They'll be like, well, Mr. Loney.
Okay. Let me get you. They're gonna transfer you. They're gonna transfer you to retention. I know that.
Can we offer you $20 off for the next year? Let me think about it. I'm gonna call you guys back. You know?
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff.
That's great. Man. That's great, man. We appreciate you joining with us this week, man, and we're definitely looking forward to connecting with you on numerous things for sure.
Yeah. And real quick before we get out of here, we just want to say thank you to everybody that joined us in the chat today. Happy New Year to you all once again, whether you're joining us on YouTube or Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever, Twitch, whatever medium you happen to come across us, please be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and share so we can boost those algorithms.
Yes,
one more time, Stephen Loney, thank you for joining us today. We're going to say goodbye to you separately, so don't hang up. And ladies and gentlemen at home, let's do this again next week, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
We're going to keep this same conversation going next week. Another exciting guest coming up. I won't spoil it yet.
Don't spoil it yet. Yes. Y'all have a good day.
The world keeps turning. The thing about life is you never stop learning. Hoping everybody Maxwell learning. You make a plan, then you